Help support the channel by buying the 1TB Destiny 2 PlayStation 4 console bundle today. Affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the MundaneChats channel, and as I like to say, I think we're really nearing peak stupidity with this country. Not this country, just with our society as a whole, because the concept of manspreading is one of the stupidest things that's ever come up in recent years in terms of a social movement to stop. Right, people going after men sitting on subways and spreading their legs, never once contemplating why they might have to sit that way. And I'm just gonna put it to you, ladies, like this. You know how you sit there and you complain that boobs get in the way? They're big, they're everywhere. Like, I can't do anything, so many boobies. It's the same concept with men, except it's in our pants. We have bulges down there, not just their, our genitals, but well, it is our genitals, but our balls. Our balls take up space. We have to constantly adjust for them. We have to constantly make sure that the tender nectar of life that we produce from our body is being adequately, looked after. And when you're sitting on something as uncomfortable as a subway car, yeah, you might end up kind of spreading your legs a little bit to make sure that your boys aren't crushed for good. But now it's turned into this huge debate that apparently in Los Angeles is going to end with manspreaders getting fined for taking up excessive space. Yet the concept of shebagging means nothing to these people, apparently. So it says here that if you manspread on the subway in Los Angeles, you could soon be $75 poorer. So that seems about right. You're sitting there minding your own business. Someone walks by, hands you a $75 ticket because you're taking up excessive space. Is there a rule there? Is there a parameter there? Do they have like a measuring stick for how much space you're allowed to take up? These are things that should be called into question. The Los Angeles Metro has announced it will be finding passengers who insist on being rude to other passengers and who fail to follow a Los Angeles Metro code of conduct called Metro Manners. Now, I understand this is probably going to be a little bit more than just manspreading, and of course this article is clearly focusing on that as a subject matter, but on the LA subway, yeah. Some people are just straight up jerks. I used to take that all the time when I lived there. The list of potential finable faux pas is extensive and includes everything from chewing gum on the subway to playing loud music to blocking automatic doors without good reason. Eating, drinking, and smoking are already prohibited behaviors by law, but LA added vaping or using an e-cigarette to its manners guide to snap up all those people who try to get around the smoking ban by whipping out an e-cig. That does sound like LA for you. Yeah, eating, drinking, and smoking are already things that they've been blocked. Eating and drinking is honest to God not enforced. Right? Like it's really like if you're down there and you have you're trying to eat like a Subway sandwich or something, but I've watched people go down there with like McDonald's, bags of McDonald's and like eating a fry and a burger and a drink in front of an officer, and that officer didn't care because that person is not currently causing a problem with that. They're not, throwing food or their drink or anything else. But I think that's ultimately what it boils down to here is like, if you have good manners, even if you're doing something that's a faux pas, you're probably fine. But Los Angeles says it's also taking on the epidemic of manspreading, or the tendency of men riding public transportation to sit with their legs spread apart, taking up more than their fair share of seating. LA appears to believe manspreading is a space problem, but radical feminists have been after manspreaders for years in Boston, New York, Chicago, and on the West Coast for behavior they believe results from toxic masculinity and a male need to project status, particularly against women. As I pointed out earlier, we have testicles, all right, that are there. It's part of our anatomy, something that, whatever, you could look at it as our version of boobs that are just currently in our pants, and we have to constantly adjust every single day. And when you're sitting on an uncomfortable bus seat, you might want to let them get a little bit more room out there, or, and this is just an or here, and this is a big one. If you are needing a place to seat and someone has their legs spread like that, you could simply just say, would you mind? And 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh yeah, so I'm sorry. Whereas, and I've seen this in not only LA, but Portland, if a woman is on the bus or the train and she's got 3, seats taken up with all of her shit, and you ask her to, move it, I've seen them go apeshit over that. I've seen them lose their mind over that. So, you know what? Nah, screw you. Screw that. That's annoying. That's so stupid. It's like, again, the concept of shebagging, not a problem. But men actually having to sit there on a bus or a subway or whatever and adjust for their own anatomy, they are meant to feel guilty, meant to feel shame, and potentially lose money as a result of just trying to play with what God gave them. How does that even seem remotely fair at this point? First-time offenders will be socked with a fee approximately $75. The exact amount is up to the manor officer's discretion, probably so the more you complain about it, the higher that number goes. Every subsequent offense raises the amount, and after 3 or 4 or 5 offenses, riders can be temporarily banned from using the subway, though how LA plans to enforce a metro ban isn't clear, since people can buy temporary passes with cash. Shutting down transit cards will have a limited effect, which is very true. And then they move people constantly, all day, every day. So, you know, it's not going to be a thing. But they're just going to keep finding them. They're just going to keep finding them. They're going to keep, you know, doing that. I think in Portland, they did something where they stopped finding homeless people who were caught trying to catch free rides on the Max, the Metro line there, because they won't pay. So there's no point. They just boot them off and then they don't find them. But any other person that's caught doing the same thing, they automatically get a fine. It's one of those situations where there's no real equality in this particular case. You know, it's one of those situations where you're going to have people that are going to be abusing this, especially if people with radical feminist ideologies, whether they are male or female, gets into the manor police union or whatever the hell it is, and they start walking around and they look at everybody and then do that. Because you could sit here and you could really honest to God see how crazy this is going to be for Los Angeles. But just take it from a person who's lived there. Enforcing this, again, much like enforcing anything else that they deem inappropriate, boils down to, for one, how you're handling yourself in that moment in time, and 2, how busy it is. If the subway is jam-packed, which is the morning and the evening, Monday through Friday, there's no space that is not taken. There is no excessive manspreader. There's none of those things are happening. It is a myth created by feminists who just simply want to complain about something. And as a result, we've heard stories, I don't know how true this is anymore, of like dudes who've been like arrested in Spain for manspreading. But the mentality, the myth, if you will, the urban legend of the elusive manspreader has made its way through society as a whole, and it's been completely just like beaten into people's heads that it's a reality, to the point of where, yeah, countries like Spain and cities like New York have instituted these manspreading bans against an ultimate non-issue. But when it's on the other foot, when it's women up taking excessive space because they've got way too much crap, no one seems to bat an eye. So I just want to kind of ask the LA Metro, where's the equality? Because none of us here fucking see it. Well, gang, that wraps up this video. Be sure to leave your thoughts below in the comments, as I love to read them. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, links below in the video description. We have Patreon, PayPal, Amazon affiliate in the beginning of the video, as well as Bitcoin now. During the apocalypse, anything helps. I greatly appreciate it. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.